Welcome to your workout of the day. I'm going to go through the moves while you all get your space set up. So jumping in today, what we're going to start off with is just this little warm-up by Sandy. If you're in the program, you should have access to this video. If you're not in the program, do something to get that heart rate elevated. We're going to be more effective on our strength stuff today if that heart rate's elevated and delivering some nutrients around our body to our tissues. Then what you're going to do is you're going to do a foam roll. If you get some cracking, popping, that's just an indication that we have some stiffness in our T-spine that we need to roll out before continuing on. The next stretch that we have is a lat stretch. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your butt towards your heels. Should get a good stretch through your side. You don't want to dip through your spine like I'm demonstrating there. You want to keep a nice neutral spine. We're going to be able to target those lats better. Also, make sure you have something between your hands because your lat's an internal rotator. So by holding something between your hands, you're going to add tension to that lat and actually be able to get that good lat stretch. When you do this stretch, you shouldn't feel a pinch in through the front of your shoulders. If you do, you need to reach out to me because that could be an indication that we have something with our shoulder mechanics that needs to be addressed. The next exercise that you're going to do is a T-spine rotation. It's obvious that in our sport, we have to be able to rotate to play. So we're going to go ahead and move through that motion and make sure we have full rotation. Big thing to watch for here is to see if you have more stiffness on one side than the other. That could be an indication that we're developing asymmetries on side to side, and that's going to affect our structure and our bony alignment over time, and that needs to be addressed. The next exercise that you're going to do is a full squat to a hamstring stretch. So you're going to squat all the way down, put your hands on the ground, and then you're going to drive your heels and butt back. So I'm going to demonstrate right here. As you do this, some of you will get a stretch through your hamstring, some of you will get a stretch through your calf. And we're going to finish off the warm-up today with a little bit of soft tissue to that infraspinatus, which I just pointed at where that infraspinatus is. The infraspinatus, you all know, is one of your rotator cuff muscles. As we get farther from the season, this should feel better. As you ramp up your throwing, this muscle is going to get more and more sore because we need this muscle a lot when we throw, so we kind of chronically fatigue it out during throwing. The bulk of the workout today is just a slow strength day. Nothing is supersetted. I want you to finish all of your reps and sets in each exercise before going on. Don't rush through today's workout. If your form is good, on some of these exercises, you can go ahead and load them. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is a split squat to a power hop. What we're working on is loading through that backside and exploding. Super important in our sport. The next exercise that you're going to do is a side lunge, and we're alternating. This is a good one to go ahead and load if you feel comfortable, but make sure you go full depth on this. The next exercise that you're going to be doing is a push-up, and for those of you guys who are in our program, we know that a push-up is going to be, it's the opposite of a bench press, but it's a little bit more effective for our sport because it requires a little bit more core stability. When we do our push-ups, we want to keep our elbows at 45 degrees or less. We don't want to bring our elbows up here because that adds a little bit more anterior strain to that shoulder. The next exercise that you're going to be doing is a supinated wall slide. And if you're in the program, you're going to have access to this video by Eric Cressy. But this is a great educational video that helps you understand scapular movement and control. But the big thing with this exercise is that when you do this exercise, you can see here right now he's demonstrating that his bones are sticking out and there's kind of a dip between his shoulder blades. What we want to do is we want to press through that dip. So I'm going to go ahead and play this so you can see how this athlete responds. So what he's going to do is he's going to press through his shoulder blades and round through his mid-back when he does this. So I'm going to hold it here for just a minute so you can see what the movement looks like. So there you can see he's rounded so that he no longer has that dip between his shoulder blades. It's really important in this exercise because we're trying to target a muscle called your serratus. And in order to target that muscle, I need you to round through your thoracic spine. Then what he's going to do is he's going to press up into the wall as high as he can go. And you can see his shoulder blades here are tilting to the side. And then he's going to bring them back in. Again, if you're in the program, watch this video. Eric Cressy is a huge baseball guy. He does awesome work with scapular mechanics, just in terms of throwing control and throwing form. So anyways, he's a good one to follow if you don't already. The next exercise that you're going to do is a double banded Y. As you do this, make sure you reach out. If you don't have a bands, use a milk jug, a water bottle, something to give you a little bit of extra weight. And all you're going to do is just bring your arm up and then return it back down. And the next exercise you're going to do is a skater to a single leg squat. So you're just going to hop over. This is a really difficult exercise, but it's a great control exercise. All of your reps and sets are in the program or listed at the bottom of this video, so pay attention to that. To finish off today's workout, we're going to be working on that base running. This is a great video to watch if you're in the program, and just work on a little bit of that base running technique. Big thing with our base running technique that I want you to be aware of is that when you stop on the base path, so if you're on first base, you're going to take 3 steps off, second base, 5 steps off. You want to stop with your shoulders pointed towards the next base, and then as soon as you see the catcher has the ball, you're swiveling all the way back and heading back towards the base that you came from. We don't want to stand horizontal, because if we stand, I guess horizontal probably isn't the right word, but you don't want to turn and face with your shoulders facing the pitcher, because if your shoulders are facing the pitcher, in order to go to the next base, you have to turn, and in order to go back, you have to turn. So it slows you down on the base path. So the best route is to keep your shoulders pointed straight ahead. You see the catcher has the ball, you're turning all the way back around and heading back. We aren't hanging out between the base path, because once the pitcher gets the ball, obviously we have to go one way or the other. So as soon as we see that there's no opportunity for us to advance, go ahead and head back. That way you can be safe at the base that you came from. Anyways, that's a workout for today. Enjoy it. Get some good muscle work in. It shouldn't be very hard cardio-wise, but you should get a good burn in through your legs mostly. Have a good day and happy Wednesday.